And I know that you know that space intimately. So I wonder what goes through your mind when you've seen those images and now this reporting in just the last few minutes from the Associated Press, which has been documenting it, that it's gone.
You know, it's just sad. Honestly, it's so sad because we did so much good work there in the East Wing. It wasn't just about the building. It wasn't just about what it stood for or the history. It was about the fact that it was the people's house, and we welcomed people in there. People who had never been in the White House before, little kids running, dogs running through, Christmas and holiday decorations. It just is a representation of all that's happening in this country right now, and it's just so sad to see all those memories and all that history kind of just go down in a matter of minutes and days.
Give us a sense. I mean, the time that you worked there, is there a particular memory or two that kind of summarizes to you the importance of that part of the building, the East Wing?
Right. There are so many memories, and I think some of the most important ones were the ones where we had people walk through for tours or events. The first thing that they would hit was the East Wing, and to see their eyes just light up when they got inside the building was just something so magical that they couldn't believe, and it was just so nice to see and kept the magic alive in us. But I think some of the greatest things that I remember is when we would have elderly Black people come through the White House, because they come through and they just kind of have this sense of a Black family living there, something that they thought they would never see. And some of those are the best memories that I have of just having even just my family come through, my nieces and nephew come through. And so all of those, us being able to bring culture and people and memories to that space is something that I'll never forget.
Yeah, I have vivid memories for the 3 years that I worked, mostly at the end of the Obama years, bringing family members there. And they really couldn't believe that they were there. And you must have seen that over and over and over again as the tours went through. So let's talk about the specifics of this, though. What are the rules and regulations that should have been followed to undertake something like this? And the idea then of building something more than double the size of the main part of the White House?
Number one, it was not needed, nor was it necessary. No one asked for a ballroom. No one needs to have a bigger space.
Every previous president wanted this.
That's not true. No, we never asked for a bigger space. If we need.
Have you ever heard of a president whining about a ballroom, not having a big space to have a ball, a gala to show off to all the fancy rich people? Like, meanwhile, it looks like fucking shit. Have you seen the plans? It's like Marie Antoinette went to die. Like, even she would be like, ugh, like nouveau riche to the max. And I love gold, but motherfucker, it's like, ooh, Lord. All right. If you haven't heard, the entire East Wing of the White House has been completely demolished. Now, I am not the biggest, I'm not here to rep the White House, but I just don't, I do not like, and it frustrates me a lot that people do not have an appreciation for history and historical buildings and those type, like, it just feels like he's coming in, lifting up his leg and pissing his territory, and it's gonna be all yellow because it's all gold, so like it matches. But like, I don't understand. He's so used to painting himself orange all the time. He used to paint the whole place gold. Like, it's really frustrating. And the East Wing has been up for like over 100 years now, in one way or in one form or another. And if you don't know, it's where the past 50 years or so, it's where the first ladies have had their offices. So the presidential office is in the West Wing, and the first lady's office has been in the East Wing. There's a lot of history there, and it's just so utterly disrespectful. And it's like, it feels like such a disrespectful move to the first ladies, 1. Disrespectful move to history, 2. Disrespectful to the people. I'm pretty sure it breaks the, what is it called, Emoluments Clause. He needs congressional approval to do this. So I don't, it's not even like, it's part of this fascist authoritarian regime, and you just have to deal with this big ugly fucking ballroom on the side of your fucking presidential building. Bruh.
Needed a bigger
Michelle
space for
Obama
something.
never said,
we went
only
outside.
if we had a bigger room.
No. We went outside. That's what the lawn was for, right? We used the lawn as much as we could. The protocols and procedures and policies were never followed.
Let's talk about that, because the desecration this regime has done to the Kennedy name, mind you, Lil Bobby has done a swell job. That man, his aunt was the founder of the Special Olympics. She's a fucking legend, Maria Shriver's mom. And this man is disrespecting every single doctor who has spent years studying autism, years studying vaccines, years studying medicine. He's a huge disrespect to doctors in general. Like, and same with Linda McMahon, that fucking weird ass fucking woman. The Secretary of Education. Are you fucking kidding me? That's crazy. The wrestling lady. If you can search up videos of your Secretary of Education getting KO'd at a WWE event, or RKO'd, sorry. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Your Department of War. Pete Kegbreath. You can search up a video of him drunk as all sin at a fucking Minnesota. I don't do sports. Vikings games. Literally doing the fucking gritty. Like, want to do the gritty? You want to do the gritty? You want me to do the gritty? I hate that motherfucker with a burning fucking passion. Oh my god. All right, so we've been hearing from, this is Deisha Dyer, former White House Social Secretary to the First Lady Michelle Obama.
Followed to go through the right commissions, to check with the right people, to kind of go through all the checklists that happen before you demolish a building. The policies and procedures weren't even followed if I wanted to demolish the building that I'm in, that I live in, you know, like this. And this is a historic building, you know, so this is a thing where I just think that it's a representation of everything that we're currently living. And
Doesn't America have historical commissions? Like, I don't understand. The White House isn't under a historical commission? Okay. Okay.
the fact that it just happened so fast, it happened just now, it's gone, you know, without at all any kind of checks and balances and due processes. This is exactly what we're living in right now.
Well, the White House says it will eventually, I guess, send the ballroom plans to the National Capital Planning Commission. And that is in charge of such projects. But my understanding is it's now led by a majority of Trump allies. So without independent oversight, people who care about things like history and preservation and just keeping the integrity of the most famous building in America, what are your concerns right now?
That's the most famous, one of the most famous buildings in the world. That is, you guys don't understand how much you have propagandized us as well. Like, I'm Canadian, and your media is you guys don't understand how propagandized you are. Like, there is propaganda at every single corner of your country, and you guys don't even understand it. When I was probably like junior high, middle school age, we started to learn about World War II and like the details of it and everything. And when we started to learn about propaganda, I was shown pictures of Uncle Sam and Rosie the Riveter. Uncle Sam going, "I want you," like that famous poster, and Rosie the Riveter saying, like, "We can do it." Those were in my textbook under propaganda. So, like, we are very aware of the propaganda, but we it doesn't mean that some of it doesn't work. And being touted as the land of the free for all of this time, that's like the symbol of the White House. Do you know how many people come to see the White House, take the picture in front of the White House? What the fuck else is there to do in DC? Like, seriously, that swampy weather. Like, anyways.
I mean, first of all, I don't know why anybody would believe anything that they say about sending plans to anywhere. So they say things and it never happens. So I don't believe any of that. And I don't believe that they care about what the people think or they care about the preservation of the building. I think they care about power and they care about image. They care about grand gestures. And let's see how we can make this political theater and have some outcry. And, you know, it worked, right? But I just don't see or just don't understand at all this whole we're going to.
You know, you really have to think about things like we are living through historical times and have been for a long time now. Since, probably since 2001. Probably since then on, it's been like a whirlwind of shit storm of fucking. Anyways, when your children or my children, our grandchildren, are learning about this period of time in school, in the history books, they will see Volvo tractors, excavators. They will see Volvo equipment. They will see, like, I know it's bought and independently contracted, whatever, blah, 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 but just things to keep in mind. Like, I mean, some brands supported Nazis, or in Coco, Chanel. Chanel is one of the highest selling brands in the world.
To follow rules now that we didn't follow rules already. Like, I think you'd have to be a fool at this point to believe that.
What are the conversations you're having right now about this with fellow staffers, former staffers?
I mean, there's so many conversations. I think I avoided this for a little bit because I was working on other issues like SNAP and housing and healthcare. But then when I started to see the actual.
On that note, just a little segue. Sorry. I heard, I think it was like 90 million pounds of food was cut from like SNAP benefits. Like, they just 90 million pounds of food, like and all like healthy, like necessary stuff like meat and like just important, I don't know, rice and like that kind of stuff. Like, it was 90 million. Yeah, I believe so. Sorry.
Demolition, my emails obviously got lit up pretty fast around, this is just so sad to see our building is gone. Do you remember what we did in this building, in this space? Do you remember that event that we had, or when we welcomed people inside, or do you remember when we had, this party? And I think people are just reminiscing right now in their sadness, and they're just reminiscing about the time that they were in that building, because all of us, regardless if we were visitors or if we were staff, could not believe every day that we were in that building. All of us. So I think that we are all kind of grappling with that.
Disha Dyer, it's good to see you, and thank you so much for coming on.
I want to take a look at the comments real quick. No one but billionaires handing out bribes will see the inside of it. Gump's gaudy, tacky, gigantic monstrosity is going to be twice as big as the White House itself. No one asked for this. It's his insane idea. It's like his arts and crafts project. Like he already filled the fucking Oval Office full of like the gaudiest fucking gold applicate or whatever the fuck those are. Who the fuck knows? Oh my god, it looks terrible. The new Epstein ballroom. Also, it's like he said, it's all gonna be outside donors. Isn't that like prime for bribes? Jimmy Carter is rolling in his grave. Dumpty is building a throne, not a ballroom. A throne room. Well, I mean, I would not be surprised if. Oh my god! Sorry, my cat. Hi. I would not be surprised if those two little chairs that are in the Oval Office for like foreign leaders to come to come visit. I would not be surprised if his just starts getting bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. You know, it'd be the gaudiest, ugliest fucking throne too. Oh God. You need to go. Oh my God. Okay. You have to go. All right. July. Not going to touch the original structure. Earlier this week, just taking down some for the tying in the ballroom. Today, the whole east wing is coming down. Disgusting. Yes. This is so symbolic of what Trump is doing to your country and your democracy. Absolutely. Let's see if there's any other international people. Biden crime family did when they opened the border and gave billions to illegal. That's not how, that didn't. Okay. That first of all, you not living in the U.S. You not living in the U.S. can hate the president, but at least look at the entire picture, not just a portion of it. The fuck are you talking about? The Biden crime family did when they opened the border. Biden deported more people than Trump did. Both times. Ow. Okay, let's go lay down. It's fucking ridiculous. It's going to cost us millions to demolish the ballroom and restore the White House. You will never be able to restore this. Like, it's gone. It's gone. The history is gone. Like, you can recreate something, but it's not this. It's like the ship of Theseus. Like, after you rebuild something, is it even the same ship? Like, the same, is it even the same thing? Not really. President Newsom. Listen, I appreciate Newsom for well, I mean, like, what is tweeting at Trump doing? I guess, like, yeah, you got to keep on him and, like, humiliate the fascists. But, like, at the same time, like, he loves to talk about how big his GDP is, how much California pays into whatever systems, blah, 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 blah. So why don't Californians have an option for healthcare? Do Californians have available, like, is there affordable housing, a livable wage? You say you have all this money. You said it would be like, you said if California was like its own country, it would be like the third or fourth biggest GDP in the world or something like that. Okay, so where's the healthcare, Gavin? Why is there so many homeless people in LA? Huh? Why don't you put your money where your mouth is, Gavin. Stop just tweeting at Trump and maybe put in some policies that can better the lives of Californians. Your population is extremely similar. Your population in California is extremely similar to that of the country of Canada. We have had universal health care for 40 years, since 1984, when Reagan was in office. So these things are very, very possible. You guys have been lied to for decades. America is one of the biggest Ponzi schemes to have ever existed.
Tonight, but we begin tonight
Zohan.
with Trump demolishing part of the great symbol of American democracy. The East Wing of the White House now reduced to rubble, so Donald Trump can build himself a playroom. Earlier today, Secret Service reportedly closed access to the ellipse to block journalists from capturing footage of the wreckage. The AP managed to get this photo. Trump promised his ballroom project would not impact the East Wing at all, and now he's made an abrupt about-face.
Okay, so they have blocked people, but we can get aerial footage. So let's watch this. My gosh. Okay, so I think I have a better picture here. So you can kind of see it right here. This is the entire East Wing of the White House. Pretty large part of it. Like I said, this is where the First Lady's offices were. This is where tours come in. This is where dignitaries come in, like foreign leaders. And this is it now. Down at the bottom. Donald Trump. Unbelievable. Like, it's just fucking unbelievable. Ew, Jake Tapper, the fuck? Write another book about this demented fool. How about that? All right, let's talk about the East Wing for a second, because there are some important, like... The first small East Wing was built in 1902. So over 100 years of history. The U.S. is only 250 years old, so... almost, like, half that time. Half that time, literally... For half of the history of the United States, there's been that East Wing. During the Theodore Roosevelt renovations, that's very historic, as an entrance for formal and public visitors. The two-story East Wing was added to the White House in 1942. Like, this is what I don't understand. Theodore Roosevelt is... I mean, like... Anyways, sorry. Theodore Roosevelt is I feel like, don't you guys love him? I feel like hear about him all the time. I don't love like any U.S. president. FDR was cool, but like other than that. The two-story East Wing was added to the White House in 1942, primarily to cover the construction of an underground bunker now known as the Presidential Emergency Operations Center. So this was during the Second World War, another very historic time for the U.S. First Lady Rosalind Carter in 1977 was the first to keep her own office in the East Wing. So 50 years of first ladies have kept, well, not Melania. Where is Melania? Put an APB out for that girl. Like, where is she? Like, hello? Hello? According to Anita McBride, former chief of staff to the First Lady under Laura Bush. Sorry. I do not like the Bush family. Sorry. The daughter is cool. Betty Ford had the best quote for how special the East Wing is. For how special the East Wing is. If the West Wing is the mind of the nation, then the East Wing is the heart. Donald Trump just ripped down the heart of your nation. What are you guys going to do about it? Like, hello? Hello?
With the current building, it won't be. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite. It's my favorite place. I love it. We determined that after really a tremendous amount of study with some of the best architects in the world, we determined that really knocking it down, trying to use a little section. You know, the East Wing was not much. In order to do it properly, we had to take down the existing structure.
I don't know if this is I haven't seen it mentioned, so I'm not sure, and I don't really know the layout, but I do know the East Wing part of it looked out onto the Jackie Kennedy Garden, and if they tore that up after already tearing up the Rose Garden, trying to rename the Kennedy Center, appointing RFK to do anything.
I'm the picture of health. I'm the picture of health. I drink methylene blue, but I can tell you. I'll let you know that your children, they're not autistic. They just suck.
Like,
I take supplements to make my skin darker. Does it make me look better?
no. The answer is no.
The American people are overwhelmingly opposed to this destruction. Only 24% are behind the idea. And it's going to be even more.
By the way, if you are watching this video and you're like, God, I can't believe America voted for this clown again. I'm pretty sure that numbers were like 77 million, give or take. So 77 million of well over, I think it's like 350 million. Isn't 75 like a quarter of 300? Yeah, so only a quarter of the country voted for him. Don't get too disheartened by Americans. The real issue is that they don't feel like any party gets anything done for them. So it's led to this. It's honestly Democrats' fault. It's not the people. If the Democratic Party leadership had been, or is, it would, if it is, it sucks. It fucking sucks. Chuck Schumer is asleep at the fucking wheel all the fucking time. Hakeem Jeffries talks in fucking riddle. We are gonna hope that they do the right thing, and we are gonna sit back and do nothing and watch them. Hakeem, step the fuck down. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you are such a bitch. Like, Hakeem and Schumer, step down, please. As a third-party viewer from the outside, you suck.
More expensive than previously known. Trump upping the price tag to $300 million. That money allegedly being raised from private companies and individuals, including Comcast, MSNBC's current parent company. The move even has some Republicans.
Oh. Oh. He said, I'm I'm calling out tonight. Okay, good for you. All right. Good job, Jason. This has to be so, like, I know it is, like, unconstitutional, all these things. It has to be, like, on top of that. There has to, like, the con man is taking, like, private donations to build something, and construction and all these things notoriously take more than, like, construction notoriously takes a lot more money than you budget for. A lot of people will pad their budget, but, like, so much shit comes up in renovations that is, like, unexpected, especially with older homes, even with newer homes, that you really can't just bank on it being what you budgeted for. So the implications of that, where you can kind of flub the numbers when it comes to the end and be like, oh, it's more or it's not, but then, like, account for it, but, like, oh, but, like, maybe we didn't need it, or maybe you say we needed a lot more for this issue and that issue doesn't exist, but who's gonna stop them? Like I said, Jimmy Carter's rolling in his grave. He sold his family's peanut farm, a peanut farm, because it could be used to take bribes from foreign governments, from other billionaires, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, Trump takes bribes all the time, just, like, openly, and nobody cares.
Republicans on edge.
Particularly bad.
Good or bad. It looks like, people are saying, oh, the government's being destroyed. Well, now it looks like the White House is
She sucks.
physically being destroyed. The optics are not good.
Yeah, they're not good at all. Meanwhile, late night hosts pointing out that Trump's demolition is the kind of thing that movie villains do in the first act.
This is the first thing aliens do in movies to announce they're evil. They blow up the White House. Trump is just cutting out the middleman of invading aliens. We used to need the aliens to come, but not anymore. We're doing it ourselves.
Stephen Miller definitely looks like he could be, and acts like he could be, like, an alien in a skin suit, for sure.
If this were the movie script for the final season of America, reviewers would be calling it riddled with cliches. I mean, come on, we've all seen the villain destroy the White House. Oh, wait, Trump is physically destroying part of the White House. Well, we've seen the part where the villain pardons all of his cronies and friends. Oh, wait, Trump just pardoned a crypto billionaire who...
And fucking George Santos' faggot ass. He literally spent fucking campaign funds on fucking OnlyFans.
does business with his family. And wasn't it Dr. Evil and Austin Powers who demanded $1 million in ransom? Now Trump is demanding the Justice Department pay him $230.
What? It was 1 million, and then it was 1 bajillion, gillion, jazillion, bagillion, zillion dollars or something.
$30 million.
Sorry, I love that movie.
Joining me now to discuss Maya Wiley, former SDNY civil prosecutor and president and CEO.
Gorge. Both are gorge, but on the right, beat. She is beat. I live. Okay, sorry. Ooh, I like her. I like her hair. It's cute.
CEO for the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights, and Douglas Brinkley, presidential historian and professor at Rice University. Maya, I'll start with you. it's cliche to say, okay, Trump is a dictator and engaging dictatorial acts. But I think what's important here is we have a president who's already been in bed with so many different businesses, so many different.
Motherfucker, it's not cliche. Say it as many times as you can. You have a like international platform, and everybody else is saying these things, and we're looking at your news and we're like, what's going on? Like, it's confusing to watch the news not even report on some things. Some things go totally unnoticed, even though I know they know. If I know, they know. They have how many fucking PAs working for this fucking show? Like,
things that appear to be corrupt. What does it say that a new wing of the White House, where government business is conducted, is being built by private donors? Where does that become a problem down the road for this country?
every single part of it, every single part of the road, every exit on that road, every turn, every single turn.
I don't even know what to say about that, Jason. I mean, look, the imagery alone is, I think, speaks volumes about exactly the message Donald Trump has set in his presidency, which I will destroy in order to do what I want to do, whatever that is, and no matter the cost. And in this case, this kind of sense of quid pro quo, you know, you do for me and I'll do for you, is exactly the optics that this creates, because we've already saw this with the fundraising that he did for his inaugural committee, for example. We saw an incredible rush of people to make sure that they were writing checks to get within his good graces. And when you look at his pardon history, I mean, there's no question most presidents who look at pardons are looking at what is the policy decision I am making, right, and what message does it send to the people of this country? And the one that Donald Trump sends repeatedly is that I'm trying to get done what I want to get done for me, and whoever will pay for it, good. And then I will help with the power that I have been given to do what I need to do for them. I mean, because let's remember, this Binance, very wealthy Binance businessman, let's also remember what he was accused of: allowing sex trafficking, drug trafficking, child sex abuse to happen. I mean, like,
I have no words.
this is like the fact that Donald Trump is sending the signal.
I didn't know that. Where is the party of family values when you need them? Like, wow, okay.
That this is okay by pardoning should also speak volumes at a time when we're talking about the Jeffrey Epstein files being made public.
You know, Douglas, I think it's something of note here. We have popular culture examples of villains becoming the president. Lex Luthor was president of the United States for years. Superman was going crazy. But it's something else when it's happening in reality. And we have polling that says that
that was true. That was very true. It happened a bunch of times. Oh my God. I fucking hate Lex Luthor. Dude's a bitch, man. Like, dude's a fucking bitch. Like, at least, like other fucking villains have, like, a fucking cause. Some of them you can, like, actually understand where they come from. Lex Luthor is just, you're better than me. I don't like that you're better than me. Yeah. Like, I fucking hate Lex Luthor. Just a whiny little bitch boy. I fucking hate him. Sorry.
Literally, the majority of the public now feels that Donald Trump is acting like a dictator. The view of Trump as a dangerous dictator, source PRRI survey.
Even in, like, professional photos, his makeup is so bad. Do you guys see Like, look at his temple. Mary Dugan. That looks. Oh, look at the. Oh, look at the neck vagina. Ooh, you have a camel toe. A moose knuckle. Your neck has a camel toe. Oh, no, 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 no.
Increasing numbers of Americans view Trump as a dangerous dictator rather than a strong leader. A majority of Americans, 56%, agree that President Trump is a dangerous dictator whose power should be limited before he destroys America.
You can also add demented to that. Dementia-ridden. Demented. Demented, dangerous dictator. Dangerous dictator who's demented. Demented, dangerous dictator with dementia. Dementia-ridden fool can't wear makeup right. It's always so bad. See, this is what happens when you this is what happens when you vilify the gays, bitch. All you got are those crusty, dusty, boring ones in your cabinet that don't know how to fucking.
American democracy. Douglas, that's not subtle. That's the American people saying, I think this guy is going to write the end of the script for this country. What do the American people do about this?
Well, they have to register and vote and get involved with local politics. But there's a lot going on, I think, right now. First off, with the East Wing demolition, it's horrendous. I do history preservation for a living. I think Senator Lisa Murkowski's spot on right, but I was wondering where are these other Republicans, since when is it okay to bulldoze the East Wing and lie? Like you just played the clip, oh, it'll just be a little, it won't touch the building, and now have these videos and photographs. This is going to live forever, the images that we've seen.
When all this bullshit is over, and Trump is either dead or not president anymore, I don't want to hear one fucking thing. I don't want to hear one fucking thing ever fucking again about anything as stupid as a goddamn tan suit ever again in my fucking life. Do you hear me? Every single thing that this motherfucker has done, you Republicans, you Fox News fake ass motherfuckers, you have no fucking right to say anything about decorum or anything. Like, you are the, like, you need to disband and fucking move on with your lives. Laura Ingraham, go find a woman to bang and, like, leave the rest of us alone. And Jesse Waters, vice versa, with a man.
Just like January 6th protest riot for Donald Trump. This will be a symbol of his destroying a part of the White House that's going to live on with photographic imagery long time to come, because many people aren't paying attention. Everybody's worried about the, rightfully so, the prices of the grocery, the shutdown, Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, on down. But one thing people can understand, that only an ass would go in and blow up the East Wing in front of cameras in such a...
Also, when you, if you are over the age, if you have your own apartment and have your own place, if you ever signed a lease, you know you're not supposed to do shit to those walls. Like, for the most part, you're not even allowed to paint the fucking walls a lot of places in fucking America. And even some of my friends can't paint their walls. I painted my fucking walls. I'll paint them back. I don't care. Either fucking way, you're not supposed to, like, go in and change. Like, I'm not tearing walls down. Like, you have no right to fucking do that. I'm not even allowed to add, like, an extra lock on my door. What, like, you're not living at the White House forever. Like, this is not your forever home. Which, honey, soon enough, that's gonna be the retirement home. The dementia wing, the dementia care unit, that's where your forever home is at this point in time. Maybe they can add a dementia wing to Mar-a-Lago. You take part of this.
gratuitous and vulgar it's just completely unsensitive to what any concept of what Washington, D.C. is and why our National Mall is so special and why we fix things incrementally and renovate in a proper ways and consult with the right architects. President Trump has a right to do a lot as a builder or bulldozer in his life as a business person, but I don't feel he has a right. I'm not talking legal rights. I'm talking an American citizen right to go in and fire, bomb, and blow up iconic structures like the White House in such a willy-nilly and arrogant fashion. I don't see how it puts points on the board for him politically. And I think the MAGA movement that he created is starting to see this is a president more interested in legacy for himself, international affairs, and is forgetting the working people in his MAGA base that brought him to the White House for this second term.
So, Doug, I want to follow up with this because you're a historian. What I see here is not just destroying something, but like I said, rebuilding it. I mean, the idea of a wing of the White House being brought to you by McDonald's and FanDuel and Geico is insane to me. It's being built by sort of private investors. But what I often hear from
And trust, they're gonna have like plaques and shit. It's gonna be like fucking NASCAR in that bitch. Like, you know, like, okay, I'm Canadian, so the only other sport I know, NASCAR is not really a sport. Turn left. Anyways, the only sport I'm familiar with watching is hockey. So, on the sideboards of hockey rinks, there's a lot of advertisements. A lot of times you'll see ads for things, and people pay a lot of money for those. What do you think the inside of this fucking ballroom is gonna look like? Because I think it's gonna have some gold plaques with McDonald's symbols, maybe a Burger King symbol, that shit. Maybe an Apple logo. Spruce the place up. Oh God. Brought to you by Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg.
people saying is, these look like the actions of someone who's not planning to move. And the White House is...
Didn't I just say that a couple minutes ago? This motherfucker. This saggy tit, orange face motherfucker. A tiny little whiny bitch boy toddler with a fucking neck vagina, saggy tits, a hunched back, tiny little fucking hands. He's only 5'10", even though he says he's 6 fucking whatever. He ain't. He's not. He is not.
Should have been a place where people only make subtle changes because they know they're supposed to be gone in 4 to 8 years. Do you think that people who have that kind of concern, who think the reason this president is making these kinds of moves is because he has no plan to leave in 2028, do you think that's a realistic concern for people to have when you see something this aggressive about something that's been an American institution, the White House?
I'm not sure about that, whether the idea that he'll push for a third term. I mean, this is just quintessential Donald Trump. If you study his career in the 1980s in New York, he despised historic preservation. He fought them every sense of the way. He has no interest in the public lands or lakes or rivers. He thinks that a builder building, blowing up, and he doesn't. And then I hear commentators, Trump supporters saying, well, Theodore Roosevelt changed the White House. Theodore Roosevelt hated noise. He had pockets full of nuts to feed the squirrels. While Theodore Roosevelt was president, he wrote a book on the birds of Washington, D.C., and he didn't like to have the automobile because it made a racket. This is not Theodore Roosevelt coming in and smashing a hunk of American heritage. You do restoration with finesse and an open public forum and talk about it. This, to me, is just more grandiosity. He wants a Mar-a-Lago in Washington. He likes things gold. He has certain kinds of taste, and he's going to impose them on the American people. But to build an auditorium that's going to dwarf the White House, what the hell? Washington, D.C. is filled with ballrooms. You can't turn a corner in Washington without a ballroom. I mean, if you're going to do it modestly. But of course, he doesn't do that because he thinks it makes him look big time because
Weak and
he
small.
thinks something bigger.
But Jason, he does bulldoze voting rights. Let's be honest. He bulldozes maps of districts, even when Republicans are concerned about changing. So I do think your point and the metaphor here, which is he's willing to blow up and bulldoze even the most basic guardrails that ensure that people get to say who leads this country, who leads in the House or the Senate, is absolutely a big part of his agenda, and he doesn't mind lying to get there.